My phone in the other room. But sometimes people call me when I'm live, like Nicole. I'll be like, just talk to me. She'll be like, I'm gonna call. That's Nicole. She's a sweetheart. So I don't mind. But my phone's not in this room. Anyway, so this is why I left Atlanta. Kind of like a update on what we planned on doing. We plan on taking a field trip. Going down to see Red, who lives in the ATL. And it's going to be a group of us. I am coming from Ohio. I don't know where Lakeisha Cole, where she's at, but she is, Lakeisha is, I don't know what city she's in. She's in the South, though. And Nicole will be coming from Miami, Florida. And so there's 4 of us so far. And there's also some people who already live there that we will probably try to see while we're down there, the weekend that we're down there. So be pretty cool. I used to live there, and I received some subscribers because of some of the videos I put up talking about why I left Atlanta. It's my second most popular video, and I made a series of reasons why I left Atlanta. But this was, you have to understand, this was back when Drumline was out. So this was 15 years or whatever. It was a long time ago. So I've been getting hate from people who live in Atlanta, and I get, I'm like, I don't hate Atlanta. I left Atlanta for my own personal reasons. I didn't leave Atlanta because, one, of the gay population, which is just ridiculous. I'm not gay. I don't practice in, homosexuality. That is between you, the legislators, and your God. So I don't indulge in that. I didn't run into any gay people while I was down there. All I did was work. I worked a lot, had 2 jobs. So I would come home very tired, and after working, I worked for the museum. Turns out that the curator, I guess that's what he's called, the person who ran the museum, turned out to be a fraud. Some guy from Egypt who pretty much lied and said that he found the body of Ramses, I think the first or second. And so they had this body on display, and I was one of the security guards. And I got fired from that job because my supervisor was an idiot and basically wanted to start a fight with me because some woman asked me a question about the body. And I answered the woman, and he pretty much, him and another guy got in my face. And the woman was like, I asked him a question. So I got fired for that. I worked for a temporary service, and the temporary service had hired me for both jobs. So when they fired me for one, they said, you can't work for our temporary service anymore, which was just stupid. It made no sense. I worked at a hospital, as a reception, in a reception type position. It was me and 2 older people, they were annoying. This is a black woman and an older guy, and he had pushed me one day, literally, and I, just got to collect myself when I think about people putting their hands on me and me not retaliating. I don't like confrontation. Yeah, I don't like confrontation. This is the reason why I didn't react, and I wanted to keep my job because. What up? And I wanted to keep my job simply because I was down there for my little girl. At the time, she was, I think, 12 or something like that. I don't know. But anyways, so I was trying to stay out of trouble the best I could. I'm chilling, man. How you doing? I was trying to just work and go home and, the best I could. And it failed. I only got to see my little girl like once while I was down there because my baby mother just wouldn't, I mean, they just didn't want to see me, or she didn't want to let her see me. And I think she thought that I wanted her. Like, I wasn't interested in her. I was interested in, taking care of my daughter and being a man that, I'm supposed to be. But it didn't work out. When I realized that it wasn't going to work out, when I lost those jobs, I came back to Ohio. It wasn't worth staying. Now, Atlanta's a whole different place now. It's a lot more aggressive, a lot more people. Atlanta has, the vibe has changed. Like I said, it's 10, 15 years. I don't know. Let me see when Drumline was out. Because like I said, that's when I was down there. I was only there for a year. Drumline came out in 2002. Drumline came out in 2002 or 2018. So I'm saying it's 14 years ago, 16 years ago. So a lot has changed. Now, I do plan on moving back there. I want to live in Kennesaw. You got it's out of my spirit, hard to Atlanta. Yeah, see, you know what? Here's the thing. Here's the thing about that. Let's talk about that. All right. When I went to okay, so you have to understand. When I went to Atlanta, I lived in the South. Okay, I went to school in the South. I started there. I went to Talladega. Yes, sir. I went to a school in Talladega. I started there. I went there for 2 years, but that school was collapsing in on itself because of all the money that was, being missing. And when I left that school, that's when my little girl got pregnant. I mean, I'm so tired. That's when my little girl was conceived, and I was 27. So me and thanks, man. That's when me and my baby's mother, we had decided to have a child because I was 27. I was like, well, I'm going to graduate soon. A couple of years, I'll be out of school. I'll be able to do this, that, and the third. And, I wanted to have a baby. I should not have done it like that. I should have waited. I should have waited. And yeah, it is out there. But nonetheless, I didn't wait. I thought me and her could get along and, I'll marry her, but she was not interested. She was still seeing other guys. And I didn't know all that until, one day a guy, showed up and she's like sticking out here with the belly. And I'm just like, who's this guy? And I'm just like, oh, okay, well, that went downhill. So I asked her to marry me anyway, trying to do the right thing. It did not work. Okay. So, but Atlanta was a hotbed for Freaknik and all that back in the 98s and all that. It was a hotbed for, it wasn't a hotbed for homosexuality at that time. That's not what it was known for. It was known for, Black people going out there and having a good time. So after my experience in Talladega, I came back to Ohio to work because, I had a baby. And then I kept making trips back down south because I knew in Ohio that the cost of living is low and I can start working right away. So I was just like, I'm going to drop my degree for now. I'm going to work, try to get this thing going on. Nonetheless, confusion between my baby's mother and me, it was to the point where when I would go and see her, I just was not able to see my child. And I was like, I got to maybe move closer. She even fussed at me about it. She gave me a hard time, and I was just like, okay, I got to try to do something. So eventually I was like, I'm gonna move down. It took me some years, but I was like, I'm gonna move to be closer to my little girl. I talked to my baby's mom about it. She was like, okay. So this was years later where the vibe had changed and the whole gay thing started popping off. But when I was living there, it wasn't known so much for gays, but you knew that the population was growing. Like in 2002, you didn't hear a lot about, oh, the gay community in Atlanta. It wasn't to the point where it is now. But you heard about them because, you heard about a lot of people went to some all black colleges there, and a lot about the men that were going to these, colleges. And there were some of those guys in my school, who were like that. And so it had just started building up, but it wasn't at the apex that it is now. It just was not known for that 15, 16 years ago. Not like that was its moniker. So eventually that started building up and building up. And when I lived down there, like I said, I had no contact with any of them. Basically because I worked a lot and I only went out like a few times. I just didn't. So I didn't really have, I wasn't really out. For one, if that's the lifestyle you lead, when you go looking for that type of thing, you'll find it. If you golf, you'll find golfers. If you play tennis, you'll find people who play tennis. If your sexual preference is same sex, you'll find those people. Mine is not the same sex. So, and I didn't even date while I was down there. I was still, interested in women that I had here, and they were coming down to see me. So I was good as far as dating, and I didn't really want a lot of female involvement anyway, because I really wanted to work as much as I could. I know. I wanted to work as much as I could so I can, get everything going on. I started off living with my sister. That didn't work out. Then I moved, I moved into my own apartment, but I didn't even furnish it. All I wanted to do was work, get money, and establish myself. So I was just trying to man up. But nonetheless, now Atlanta is known for being a homosexual city, which is a shame because there's a lot of people down here who are not interested in that. But now it's a big thing. Wait, what? Wow. Well, that happens all the time. That's like a thing now. Happened to me a few times. Back when I was younger. When I was younger, that was a thing. To get a young black man to, go after or to entertain. Yeah. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, that's what it was. That happened here in Ohio. And it happened on more than one occasion. Freaked me out too. I was just like, you want to what? Pulled up right to me at the I was standing at the bus stop. Getting ready to go home after work. Pulled right up on me like, yo, come here. I got a proposition for you. Happened a couple times. Oh yeah. Yeah, it happened a couple times. Oh man, that's a real lifestyle right there, bro. The thing about it is it would still happen to me, but I just don't indulge in that type of stuff. I haven't done that in I don't even remember. I just don't like a lot of stuff I talk about happened to me 20 years ago. I'm 51 now. Like a lot of that stuff happened in between my mid 20s all the way up to 40 years old. Uh, that was kind of tapered off to the end of it. But I used to run a lot and stuff like that, so I always was fit. But now I have arthritis and stuff like that, so I can't run as much. So I don't have that six pack I used to have. But that's what it was. I was, I'm 50 pounds heavier than what I should be. I'm stronger now than I ever was, but when I was younger and a lot more fit, I looked like a slave to them, a runaway slave. And that's what they wanted. I'm dark skinned. They wanted the fantasy. A lot of black women too. That's why I don't have no woman, because these black women. Thanks, bro. These black these you would think it's the white woman, doing. These black women want the same thing. They want that same energy, and it took me years to figure out what was going on until I hit like my mid-30s. I was like, you women, like, y'all don't want me. And I was thinking, ooh, if I had a lot of money or if I had a great job. Nope. These black women was not on that. They wanted to sneak around and sleep around with me, but they didn't want to be seen with me. They didn't want to be like, that's my man. They just wanted to just sneak around, sleep around. They would do it. Like when I was in college, oh yeah, all day. Look, when I was in college, I'll just tell you, this is when it really started happening to me, like a lot. When I was in college, I was 26. There's a group of women. Don't, brother. I don't blame you. There's a group of women that would talk about me all the time. And I knew the ones that liked me. But there was one that liked me, but she would always act like she didn't like me. Always. You know what I mean? And one day we had it was a dress-up event for something. And I came to get my date. Like I went to their dorm, and my date was one of their sorors. And the girl who always acted like she didn't like me saw me and snatched me up and pulled me into another room and pulled that dress right up. Just like that. And you know what? When that was over, that was it. She was black, but I'm just saying, that was it. She didn't want nothing to do with me after that. She barely even spoke to me. And I was just like, wow, you something else. Like, for one, you just did your soror like that, but that's what she wanted. Like a lot of these women, yeah, I love dark-skinned women. Like a lot of these women hate my dark skin, but sexually, they love my dark skin. They look at me and go, "Oh, dark skin." Plus, I used to have a dark skin bald head, and at one time I had dreads. So I had a lot of looks that you see in TV and all that. And these women would be like, "Oh, I want your," they want a dark skinned man on, to lay up with them, but they don't want to claim them. They don't want to claim you. And that happened to me a lot, especially here. That happened to me a lot. Like if I was light skinned, they would have been like, marry me. But being that I'm dark skinned, they would just like, have sex with me. Any kind of way you want. Do whatever. And the more, if I acted crazy in the bed, the more they loved it. The more thuggish I act. Look, I had one girl tell me that I should have an earring in and I should smoke weed. I was like, what? Right. I was like, you can't accept me for who I am, but you want to try to change me into somebody worse. You want me to have this look that's just what you want me to run around and sell drugs and smoke weed just to lay the pipe on you. Like, is that it? Yeah, that's what she told. Look, that was our last conversation. That was our last conversation. She was just like, oh, you should have earring in. You don't smoke weed? Like, I just looked at her like, oh, I need to be a thug? just to get something from you, or just for us to actually, because I wasn't even looking at just sleeping with her. I liked her. Like, I was like, you're cute. She had pizzazz. I was like, then found out who she was sleeping with, some other dude, and he ain't had none of that. I'm like, but he's a lighter skinned dude. And I was just like, you want a dark skinned man to be thuggish with you. That's what you want. You want a thug, a dark skinned thug, somebody in and out of prison. You want that whole, nah. Look, we can role play, but nah, we ain't, nah. Because that lifestyle is not me. Like, yeah, that was bug. And and I spent years trying to prove to these women that I'm a good dude the way I am, but I never stepped out and just like, nah, I'm gonna start smoking weed, I'm gonna start acting hard, and I never did that. I was just like, you can, and look, I even had some women just straight up call me gay. And I'm like, wait a minute, you're sleeping with me. Yeah, but they'd be like, yeah, but I still think you got some gay. It used to piss me off. I was like, I can't do it. I can't be around you no more. I can't have a woman criticize me and be sleeping with her. Like, nah, man, like, that's not what I'm about. Like, I'm not trying to bust, I just didn't get it. I'm like, I'm not here to try to, I'm not looking at you as an object. I'm looking at you as a woman, like, potentially. But she just kept with it. She just say it all the time. And I said, you know what? That's fine. She was letting me know that I am not man enough for her. Like, no matter what I did, I worked, I got my own spot, I got my own vehicle. You know what I'm saying? I make my own money. I hold it down. I'm not in and out of jail. Listen, I done been into jail before, and I'm gonna tell you something. It took me a long time to figure this out. Every time I went to jail, it was over a black woman. Every single time. I dated white women, but I didn't date a lot of them. But in the last one, one of the last ones I dated, I'm gonna tell you the story. Basically, she hit on me, right? And I was like, okay, cool. We went to a hotel, and it's the truth, though. It's the damn right truth. It's either I'm getting ready to fight over one, fighting for one, or she tells a lie, put me in jail every time. So this white woman, she we at this hotel, and she's wondering why I haven't tried to, pin her to the bed and, get them draws, so she's like, like, what's wrong? And I'm just like, you're a white woman. And she's like, well, yeah, you know what I'm saying? She's like, well, like, what's wrong? I'm like, listen, you can say anything right now. And that could be my life. You could say anything. And I realized that you're not dealing with a dumb person. You're not dealing with somebody who's weak-minded. You're dealing with somebody who's very up-to-date on the potential of the white woman. I realized that I have very, yes, because she was like starting to touch me and stuff, like, and I was just sitting there like, and she, you know what I'm saying? But she didn't call me gay. She knew something was wrong, but she wasn't like, oh, you're gay. She was just like, I know something's wrong here. Because I know you're attracted to me. I know, we're two adults. You know what I'm saying? Actually, she's older than I am. And this was like, I don't know, 10 or some odd years ago. But she knew something was bugging me. And the thing about it is, she had to explain her position as far as where her mind was in order for me to react. Other than that, I would have sat there all night. I wouldn't have done nothing. She realized what was going on. She's like, I understand what you're talking about. She's like, but I'm not that type of woman. I'm not interested in none of, like, she had to convince me that I was going to be okay. I ended up seeing her off and on for like maybe 4 or 5 years. She turned out to be one of the coolest people I've ever known. I think she's married now, married again now. Just a cool person, but she knew, like, nah, man, I'm not so quick to we here by ourselves. Like, I'm not just going because, I'm an aggressive dude. Like, I got so much built up anger from these crazy women, these crazy situations. Like, when it come to that bedroom, I don't, these, I used to be a real soft sip type of dude. Like, oh, I just love women are beautiful. I just love women. Women taught me to be a completely different person than who I, started out being. They molded me into something that it's just worse. So when it comes to that bedroom, I don't show no weakness at all. None. Because they taught me, if you do, we don't want you. Yeah, look, I don't even care if we not getting it in. Whatever we doing, you gonna know I'm the man and you're the woman. Like, I don't don't say nothing out of, don't say no something to have to do with homosexuality. Don't say no, like, don't come at me on no weak tip. Like, don't, because listen, I've left women, left them standing. You what? What'd you say? That got in my car and drove home. Listen, I don't play none. Listen, one chick said something to me. Like, I drove 1,000 miles literally to see this woman. I was in Kansas. She lived in Texas. I fired up my car and drove there all night. Boom, to see her. She said something wrong to me. I got my car the next day and never saw that woman again. Never. I don't play. Look, I'm not going to fight with you. I don't have time to tell these and let these women know that, like, I'm a real man. I don't play those games no more. I don't cater to none. I don't listen to none of that. I exit the premises. You put that on somebody else. This is how you want to look. You're not going to come to me and try to punk me and try to make it seem like I'm some type of weak. No, that's your mind. My mind is stable. I know where I'm at. I know what I'm doing. I know what I want. So I don't play none of that at all. Yeah, right now I do. And trust, I get hit on. I still get hit on. But what I don't do, no, I pretty much don't. I don't date at all. I don't go on dates or nothing like that. But I don't hate. Like, I don't sit here and, I just hate. I don't have the energy to spend on hating people. Yeah. I don't do that. I just, for one reason, I stopped dating a lot because I was trying to get my degree, and I just got it last month. So my mind was heavy. Yeah, I'm pretty much MGTOW for now. But I'm not like a MGTOW monk that just hates women. I'm somebody who's trying to get back the years I spent on laying up with these women and producing nothing. I got nothing out of that. So now my mind is completely on productivity. I'm not trying to, a young man, who is around a lot of females, you have a prime directive to procreate. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you have a prime directive. You trying to procreate. A lot of times you trying to find that one. But what happens with women is, I noticed this. Women very sentient. Women get on the same wavelength real quick, even when they don't know each other. But when they're dealing with the same man, they get on the same wavelength real quick. They'll all come and see you at the same time. Like, they'll all come and be involved. They'll be all happy for you at the same time, and they'll all turn against you at the same time. And I had to witness that to really understand it. Cause my phone would just blow up every day. I would be on the phone with one chick and in bed with another one. And these two didn't know each other and didn't care. They did not care. It even got to a point where one woman I was actually dating this one. I was dating a couple of them. I was dating one woman and she was at my house and she was acting like she ain't want to, give me no loving. And oh man, I love making love to this girl, man. This woman just loved it. She knew it too. She's chocolate too. She knew that because I wanted to marry her. I wanted to be like you and me, like what's popping. She was a little off the chain, but man, when it came to that bedroom, man, I was all about her. I was all about her. You know what I'm saying? But she didn't want to act right. So I was like, oh, you acting funny right now? I was like, all right. My phone rang. And I answered it. Because you acting funny. I don't have time for you acting funny. Like, I'm not ugly. You not, like, I didn't win a lottery and get you. Like, this isn't like happenstance. Like, I'm a man. Like, I can go out here to a club or one of these and it's on. Like, you got me messed up right now. Like, you're not doing me a favor by being here. Yeah, I like what we do, but you better get it straight. I'm toned. You better check yourself. So nonetheless, so the phone rang and I answered it because she wasn't acting right. She jumped right on my lap. She jumped right on me. Got to kissing and all while I'm on the phone. I'm just like, you women are weird. Like, you could have my whole attention. I wouldn't even answer the phone. I didn't even care. I knew who it was who was calling. I would have ignored that phone call. If me and you could have, but no, it turned her on that I had somebody else. Like, this is why I don't listen to women complain about not having a man, because they're not complaining about not having a man. They're complaining about not having the man. They got men. They got men in and out of their lives, in and out of their bedroom. Yeah, they got men. They do. These women ain't running around with no man. Oh, I ain't got nobody. That's a lie. If I sat outside your house and just waited, I'm sure a dude will pull up and he ain't going to be your cousin. Like, get out of here. Like, you got a man. You got plenty of men running up in here because men is always going to chase that thing. We always going to chase that thing. We get old, we still chasing that thing. We 70 years old, we still dreaming about chasing that thing. Or when we used to chase that thing, we taking pills to try to get that old feeling back and try to chase that thing. Look, it's going to happen. So don't look half decent and think that we're convinced that you don't have no man in your life, because that's a lie. I always just be like, okay, who's the Rollo? Rollo is just that random dude. I know you got a Rollo. Oh, I ain't got nobody. You might as well just tell me you got. Yeah, he come over once or twice a week. Y'all talk, get it in. He bounces. I'm better with that. Tell me the truth. Just give me the truth. Especially if you hit on me, I'm like, all right, well, what's the deal? Because my phone don't ring. My phone don't ring. I'm honest about that. But you can't tell me your phone ain't ringing. I know it is. So I don't listen to none of that nonsense, because I've had the beautiful girl lie to me. I've had the average girl lie to me. They'll lie to you and make it seem like nobody's smashing. Like, you coming over my house from another dude's house. Like, come on, man. Like, just tell me that's what happened. I'm not gonna let you in, but you can you can just be honest. But you're not coming over here like that. I've had girls do that. Like, wait, what? You know what I'm saying? I've had girls do some wild, wild, wild stuff. But the ones I dug the most are the ones who was just straight up honest. Like, yeah, I smashed 2 dudes today. I'm just like, okay. You're never gonna be my woman, but I understand that's the vibe you had. And one girl told me, she was like, yeah, I went to the sex club and let 5 guys hit. She's like, I just let 5 guys just jump it. And I was like, all right, me and her never had sex. Me and her, but that's how she was feeling. Like she was honest. Be honest. Quit sitting here and not being honest with yourself. You know what I'm saying? You got women who have homosexual tendencies and they're the ones who got all this going on. But they'll try to superimpose that upon you. Like, no, that's you. See, when women do it, especially pretty women do it, it's sexy. You know what I'm saying? When guys do it, it's like this major sin. It's just like, no, it's wrong either way it goes. You know what I'm saying? Well, I just want women to be honest with themselves. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to me, like be honest. Why do you lie so much? Like, why are you lying about what you're doing in bed? It's your body. You're lying to yourself. You're not lying to me because I'm just the guy. I'm here today, gone today. You're lying to yourself. Like, I don't lie to myself about what I want. I don't play those games. But this is the reason why I'm not at the club all the time. Because I don't play those games. I don't have time to play games with these goofy people and run around and still act like I'm 21, and I'm not. I got a bad back and bad knees. You know what I'm saying? And I have very little patience because I'm in pain every day. And I don't have patience to deal with stupidity. I just don't. I really, really don't. Hold on a second. Who's still here? Who's still on? I don't know who's still. Somebody left. Anyways, so people need to just be honest with themselves. Right now, I'd rather just be friends with, women. I'm cool with that. I'm not really trying to indulge. I like to look. I like to conversate. Like I like that. Like I'm an old-fashioned square type of dude. Let's hang out. You know what I'm saying? Grab a sandwich. I'm not in a hurry to do none of that other stuff. I'm just not. Plus, I don't have the energy to be concentrating on all your needs and all that. I don't. I don't. I don't have time to mold a woman. I just don't have time. I don't have the patience to mold you and to get you to act right. At my age, eat a pizza and get it in right. At my age, if you not the only way I expect a woman to not have some act right is if she's at a certain age. If you 21, 22, I expect you to be a little out there. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to take you seriously. You probably look good in a mug. You know what I'm saying? You probably somebody who just looks great and I like staring at you. You know what I'm saying? So, we might go somewhere just so I can feed you and stare at you and it not be creepy. That type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like some women you want to be around, but you're not going to get like this super intelligent conversation out of them. You're just not, because that's not what they into. You know what I'm saying? So you got to kind of deal with their goofiness. Yeah. Hey, what's going on, Keisha Cole? So you got to kind of deal with the young girl's goofiness. But she look good, but she goofy. But you know what I'm saying? But if you're sitting there trying to discuss the Pythagorean theorem, or the ways of the world with a woman that young who's not really into all that, you're gonna get nothing. Yeah, you're right. You're not gonna get anything. So you pretty much let them know. Well, like I said, it depends on the girl, because I don't think all women that young are a little out there, but they're all still moving faster than me. You know what I'm saying? They'll all be still. But here's the thing: you get young women like that who are interested in old guys like me. Now, every now and then, there will be a young woman who will have an old soul, and they'll approach me and say something. Right, and they'll approach me and say something, but I still have some setback feelings about somebody that young and getting involved with them, simply because I don't really have. Yeah, I was talking about that, but somebody asked me some questions about dating and the atmosphere in Atlanta and all that stuff. So I was just kind of taking them through a history of of me dating and preferences and stuff about that. But yes, getting back to that, the field trip, we needed to set a date. I know it's next year, but we never did set a date. And I also, another reason why I was doing this video is because I wanted to invite, some other people, if they're willing to come down to Atlanta or live near Atlanta, to, come down and enjoy the whole thing. Because I'm going to film it. It's going to be kind of like a documentary type of thing. If somebody doesn't want to be filmed, they just let me know. I don't want to be filmed. But we're gonna go down there and talk about city. I'm gonna talk about the changes of the city, and that's another thing we were discussing. Is that's how we got on sex, because, like I said, I went to school in the South in Talladega, and when I lived in Talladega, Atlanta wasn't this huge town for homosexuality. It wasn't as much as it is now. So, and when I lived there, it was that was starting to build up. So I lived there in 2002. So you had, it was starting to be built up as this place of homosexuality. But you gotta understand, when I grew up, Atlanta was looked up at, like Freaknik was down there. So you had a lot of young, beautiful Black people going on there and making babies. You know what I'm saying? That type of thing. So it was a different atmosphere than it is now. But while I lived down there, I didn't date nobody from Atlanta at all. Like, I didn't date not one person from there. I just went on a date. He's too quiet. He was trying to build a convo and just got. Aw. Well, you need some feedback. Only time you're going to accept one word answers is when you really don't want them to talk. You know what I mean? You really don't want them to talk, but you want some kind of feedback. You know what I'm saying? But if you're just meeting a person and they're like that, but I'm going to tell you something. You're not going to find somebody who's perfect. You'll find somebody who's perfect for you. We're all going to have some flaws. I have way too many flaws to count. You know what I'm saying? So when somebody shows an interest in me, we get to talk about flaws. I got a whole, Christmas list of flaws that I got. I'm like, look, and they're not going anywhere. They're just not. Now, there's some things that I can, sway this way or that way to accommodate for you, but, I take afternoon naps. Sorry, it's going to happen. I'm going to take an afternoon nap, and yeah, that's going to happen. I play video games. I had one person that couldn't stand the fact that I played video games. I played one video game. You know why? Because she loved attention. She craved it. And whenever she'd come over, and the thing about it is, this woman would come to my house and I would cook for her. I would pamper her. And I would be super, super sweet to her. And you know what? She started taking advantage of that, like in a negative way. She started acting like I ain't have a spine. So I was like, okay. So she'd come over and I'd be playing my video game. And she'd get upset, she'd get a book and she'd go and lay in my bed and read her book. And she thought because she was laying in there in her underwear that I was going to run in there and jump on her. I'm just like, wait, I'm not a dog, I'm a man. I think with this right here, you know what I'm saying? If that's not what I want, then okay, fine. One day she finally got the message and came on out that room, was just like, I want your attention. I was like, all right, when I put my game down and start talking to her. Like, you're not going to treat me like I'm some idiot. So, you gotta understand, especially if you're dealing with somebody intelligent. Like we can go a long time without jumping in bed with somebody. It's not that big of a deal. You wish it was your neighbor. What? My neighbors are cool. I got some neighbors from Haiti. They come over and he has a speaker and plays his music, and he'll be outside. I don't drink and stuff like that, but they sit on my porch and kick it, and I'm cool with that. Very cool. But yes, so we need to make a date on this whole Atlanta thing, and I need to. So what that stay tuned. I live in Ohio right now. No, I live in Ohio right now. Where do you live? Natasha. Yeah, I get along with most of my neighbors. I got a couple neighbors that don't like me, but I don't really worry. Oh, you live in London, England. I've been there before. Yeah, tell her don't waste my time. I've been there before, but don't dance. London. Yeah, always an overcast in London. Always an overcast, man. I was there and I was just like, for 2 weeks, I'm like, why is it always raining why is it always raining in England? Buckingham Palace, like, why the rain? Can we get some sunshine? England is such a story rich. London, England is such a story. Well, England, period. It like for romantics like me, England is rich with storytelling material. Just if any of you are writers and you got some money, go to England. Just go there and look around the city. Go to Soho. Go to just walk around. Look at all the beautiful people and the artistry, and listen to the way they talk. It's just beautiful. You're just like, wow. Like, even when I try to talk like that, I don't sound right. When you start, you look at their history, their violent history. England was almost, taken over by a few different countries. The French, Spain. Spain tried to invade England, and the people didn't save it. The Queen didn't save it. The water, the English Channel, actually saved England. Then you can take the English Channel right over to France. Definitely story rich. I love it for that reason. Yeah, born and raised here at 19. Oh, you're a young, beautiful young lady. Okay, that's what's up. But yeah, I was there and I was like, oh my God, just the overcast alone, and how quickly it just comes and goes. It's just like I love to hear stories out of England. Like, I love old and new stories out of England, especially the old. Love that stuff, and before Big Ben was built, when Big Ben was built. I just love it. England is rich with storytelling material. And this is probably why one of the greatest storytellers was on the dole, and then now she's one of the richest people that there is in the world, and that's J.K. Rowling, which is not her real name, it's her pen name. But nonetheless, when she wrote Harry Potter, she was poor, but she was surrounded by all of that energy, all of the bloodshed, the near victories, the just so much, Napoleon and how he invaded, and just so much that has happened between, Mary Queen of Scots, Queen Elizabeth, the Elizabethan age, the Golden Age, the Bloody Mary, who used to hack people's heads off for religious reasons. Henry VIII. Yes. Yeah. I've been to a couple castles and all that stuff, man. I love it there. It's one reason why women out here don't really like me, because when I start talking like that, they're like, oh, I thought you was going to fire up a blunt and, start throwing up gang signs or something. I'm like, man, I literally had a woman hang up on me and not ever want to talk to me again. Even when she saw me, she just turned her head. Because I was like, look, I like watching Star Trek and, listening to American Greed. And, I'm a nerd. She did turn her completely off. She equated that with weakness in the bedroom. Oh, he's not going to be able to, toss me around in the bed. I'm like, I'm 6'2". I'm 270 pounds. I bench press 335. What makes you think that I can't toss you around? Like, I don't know where you got that from. Just because yeah. Hey, what's going on, Nicole? Just because I'm very sciencey. Like, don't you ever believe that I'm weak because, I'm interested in flora and fauna and the changing of the leaves during the fall and global warming and all that stuff. These conversations interest me because I got some scientist and nerd in me. But don't you ever think that I won't pull you by your hair in that bedroom and get you straight. Like, you are out of your damn mind. I'm not having none of that. So, but that's what they equate that to. Oh, you wear glasses. You can't put it down. You're lying to yourself. This is why a lot of women are single. Because they underestimate people. Cut that out. You better cut that out right now. You better get a man who's aware of all that instead of some goofball sitting on the porch smoking, drinking all day. You better get a man who's trying to get some education, even if it's without getting a piece of paper. Just educated. Because I know some people who were educated in common sense, and I'm just amazed at the way they think. I'm just like, wow, you saw that? Because I didn't see that. But they can see stuff that usually you just turn a blind eye to. You're just not concentrating on it. Especially when it comes to multiple people and they can listen to the stuff they say and tell you when something's about to go down. Like, I don't hang around street people, so I don't have that edge. I know them, but I don't hang around them. So when you get around a street person and they listen to another street and they listen to another street person, they're just like, it's about to go down. Now, you being the dude who don't hang on these streets, you don't know that. So you still standing in the line of fire, but they're just like, duck. Now, whenever I'm around street people and they're just like, it's about to go down, I dip. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not sitting there totally oblivious because, like I said, I've been around them before. So, when they get to talking whoop whoop a little too much, I don't wait till it escalates. You know what I'm saying? I don't wait till the whoop whoop gets to be at a, higher octave. I'm just like, that's enough for me. I'm out, I'm going to jump in my Chevy and I'm headed home. That's how I get down. So knowledge is key. Like, Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even if it's a younger person, because young people speak, somebody who's 19, 20 years old, I'm 30 years old, older than they are. Their language and my language is different. There's a gap there. So they could be saying something in their ebonics, in their slang, and I'm not aware of what they're saying. I'm about to get robbed. I don't even know it. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know it until somebody makes an advance towards me and I see that. You know what I'm saying? That type of thing. So when you hang around them and you start seeing it, then you're just like, okay, I know if they say this, that, and the third, it's all bad. Yeah, it's all bad. Okay, so yeah, anyway, so back to the field trip. Yeah, we need to set a date. And like I said, anyone is invited. Also, Skype, because Natasha lives in London, so she's most likely not going to come over here just to kick it with us, even though it would be nice. But you are definitely invited. So if you can and you want to, that's fine. But Skype, I have Skype. I have Skype for business. So on our field trip, if some of you want to kind of actually, if you're out of range of coming to Atlanta, we can probably do a whole Skype thing too. And that's going to happen. I plan on being there for a weekend. So the plan so far, what we got is we're going to hook up with Red. So there's 4 of us so far. It's me and 3 ladies so far. I don't know if anybody's bringing any significant other. They're welcome to. That's fine with me. I'm going to grab a hotel room myself. And so if one of your boyfriends, husbands, whatever is, well, then you guys will be shacking up together. But if there's like a stray dude, just a homie, and they want to double up, that's fine with me. I don't have an issue. I don't have an issue with getting a room with a chick. That's usually the chick who has issues. So I've done that before. So if a woman wants to, save money, that's fine with me. So I am not putting it out there like, be in the same room with me. That's what you need to do. I'm just saying I'm going to get a room. And if one of your guy friends, wants to save some money, that's fine. If one of you women want to save some money and, take the extra bed, that's fine too. So it's not a big deal with me at all. Other than that, I'll just get a room myself. But I am hoping to do this next either June or July. So I wanted to mark down on the calendar. Let me get that situated. And I wanted to throw it out there first to see if one of those months is doable for, this is 2019. So what do you think? June, July? We was looking at March, wasn't we? We were looking at March at first, weren't we? I think we was looking at March. Play some music. So this beat reminds me of London. This is a London beat. London, me don't dance. Big Shaq. Thinking about July, yes. I have it on my calendar. Okay, so I'm okay with July. I don't really have anything going on right now because I'm sitting in that that area where nothing's really popping. And July will give me enough time to get my cake together. So, because when I come down there, I want to go. I want to have a good time. Like a good time. I don't want to be worried about anything. So, where are you coming from, Lakeisha? What city are you? What state are you coming from? Yeah, that's what I thought. Louisiana. Okay. Is Nicole still here? Lakeisha, are you in touch with Red at all? I haven't been live that much with all of us, and I wanted to make sure July was fine with her. Okay, so we probably need to start getting in touch with start emailing each other and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna put my email here. That way, you don't want to give out yours to everyone. So there's my email. And I check it every day, 2-3 times a day. So I'll start beginning of the year. I'll look for, yeah. Okay. I'm going to leave it hidden. I see it. I'm going to leave it hidden now. That way I can go back on and just. Actually, I'm just going to go ahead and email you now. Let's go. I don't think she's on anymore because she's usually asking me a bunch of questions. I feel like going to the movies, but I don't know what I want to watch, so I'm not going anywhere. So who's still on? Is Nicole, Natasha? Are you still here? London. Natasha's from London. Lakeisha, do you Skype? You got Skype? Okay. Do you Skype, Natasha? Because I don't know what none of y'all look like. Everybody knows what I look like. I don't know what none of y'all look like. I don't know if y'all got a, an updo or you got a flat top. You know what I'm saying? Nicole might got a high top fade. You know how they do in London. Nicole got a high top fade. I know she do. Nicole got a high top fade. No, I don't have one, but yeah, get your Skype together. Because Skype is a cheap, inexpensive, non-expensive way to communicate. FaceTime or whatever, but I want to be in communicate. Like I want to be able to talk to you guys instead of talking at you. before we all meet up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but I don't know what you sound like. I don't know if you got an extra toe. I mean, I'm just saying, I don't want to be in the ATL looking for you like, are you? Nah, that's not you. Hey, Lakeisha. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you was Lakeisha Cole. My bad. She got a high top fade. She looked like Kid and Play from the 80s. Yeah, my bad. My bad. I just thought that. Yeah. Yeah. Thought that was you. You know what I'm saying? Thought that was you doing the Humpty dance. That wasn't you. My bad. My bad. I'm saying I don't know what none of y'all look like, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to go down there looking at, running into the wrong Lakeisha. You like Lakeisha? That you? Who you calling Lakeisha? Lakeisha. My name ain't no Lakeisha. London. We only have one person on. That's probably Natasha. Natasha, you go to school? Who's left? There's only one person left. I'm looking at it. Oh. Sorry, this is my jam. My bad. I was jamming for a minute there. I was just jamming. My bad. Every now and then, the old man jams. Okay, you guys on Facebook or something? Woohoo! Oh, okay. There you go. You ain't got no videos up, no nothing. See. I don't know what y'all got going on. Y'all ain't got no videos up. It's just me. I'm the only one out here. Y'all know everything about me. What I like to eat. How much butter I put on my popcorn. Y'all know everything about me. I don't know about y'all. London. When I looked up, I don't know who's still on. I think if Natasha's still on. Oh, Natasha, are you Caucasian? Are you Caucasoid? Because when you put in your name in the YouTube, it comes up as some white woman with a horse, which is fine. If yeah, that's fine. If that's who you are. We don't get many white folk on here. Get one or two. Get one or two white folk. I don't mind talking to the white folk. They're interesting enough. Most of them are apologetic. I'm so sorry that this happened. You know what I'm saying? Some of the other ones are a little belligerent. Get a lot of racist people. Oh, I got bad knees. Got the spare tire. See that? That's what happens when you get 50. Get a spare tire. Gotta work on that gut. Gotta work on it. Gotta work on that gut, man. Whew. It gets hard. It gets harder and harder every day. Here's to the extra gut. Canada Dry. So, whoever's on, are you gonna talk or no? You're just gonna listen. You're vibing out. My neighbors. You vibing out to some music. I'm looking for a particular song. I think that a song could be something more than a beautiful melody. Tells a story of peace in reality. And I think that a song but millions didn't make it. Once, but I was one of the ones who did. Y'all like house music out there, don't y'all? Y'all be housing it up out there. London. Turn it up. house music all night long. Some people like house music. I do. Hip house music. Hip hop house. No, maybe a little un poquito. Maybe you're just a hip hop person. Hip hop. Or a jazz person. Maybe just a jazz person. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, 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 wow. Sweet apple toi. Saboteur. hurts. Hurts, and more hurts. I don't know who's still on, but you're welcome to listen. Just messing around. Can't really play the piano. I can't really play the piano. I'm just messing around with it. But got a hangnail here. Doing me a disservice. Know the Lord Jesus Christ. Praise the Lord thy God. Praise him, praise him, praise him. Looks like it's still trying to. Put on another song. I got interesting beats that I make. I got an eclectic style. I've been hitting people up on Instagram, see if they want some beats. Trying to see who wants to get with it. Let's see who wants to collab with the old dude. Old dudes are making a comeback, man. Got a lot of old heads in the game still rapping, coming back. I don't like this song. Got a lot of old heads in the game who are out there making great music. I was feeling bad for a minute. I'm just like, I don't need to be making music. And I was like, Cannabis is making music. Making good music too. I likes the Cannabis. He made a mistake in his early career, messing around with LL Cool J, which was a really, really bad thing to do. Don't mess with LL Cool J. LL Cool J is battle anybody. I don't care who you tell. That's where that came from. So if you hear anybody say that, it actually came from LL Cool J. Battle anybody. I don't care who you tell. I excel, they all fail. Rock the bells. See, my mama told me, Tom, you won't find yourself. You like yourself. See, I know how to make a beat. I ain't bad. I ain't bad. I do all right. I can make a beat or two. What up? Who that is? Who that is? What's up? I ain't bad on the beat. Some of my beats is kind of like, man, that's not a good beat. You know, some of my beats is all right. I do okay. You know what I mean? You know, I'll make some of my beats are just like, Other ones are like, all right. But that's every producer. Sometimes a producer makes a whack beat. You're just like, this is whack. Everybody can't be on time all the time. But sometimes I come up with some, I'm like a dope beat. I'll be like, yeah, that was me. Got something like that? Yeah. I'm going to the club. I'm not going to the club. Club has nothing for me. I know I'm too old to be at the club. That's enough of that. That beat is real smooth, ain't it? That's something you'll hear in the club. That's like a really, really smooth. I'm gonna sell that to somebody. It's like a real smooth type beat. Like me, laid back, smooth. I'm a laid back, smooth dude. Smooth. I don't like this beat that much. It's not bad, I just don't like it. I'm a laid back, smooth dude. So let the ladies know. Not too laid back though. Especially when I hit the weights. I like to hit the weights. I like to hit the weights and smash. Smash. I like to be strong. Youngins be putting that 300 on there. I'll be like, I can lift that too. I'll be letting them youngins know, yo, I can lift that too. What you want to put on there? I can lift that. Let's go. What's cracking? You want to put them 3 plates on there? I'm just like, let's go. I can put 3 plates on there. East side. Right there, man. Now what I can't do is put 4 plates on there. I can't do that yet. That's a lot of weight. That's a lot of weight. I had to get those potatoes in there. Cooked those this morning. I had to work that out real quick. Sorry, that was still breakfast. I had to work all that out. I had to work that out. to work out their breakfast. Woo! Mm, mm. Everybody's gone. Everybody left. All right, well, peace, love, and hair grease.